everyone. Welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. Our charity of the month is... Oh, I put the wrong name. It's not Rowdy Girl Sanctuary anymore. It is Food Empowerment Project. And you can help me, help them help the animals by donating to our fundraiser here on Twitch. Visiting their website, which I posted a link to. The name is wrong, but the link is correct. foodispower.org. I posted that in the chat. Or just watch my streams this month and bring your friends, because I'll be making my own donation at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count. If you enjoy today's stream, please support my creative work by becoming a Twitch subscriber to remove ads and get cute emotes, joining my Patreon to get illustrated postcards and prints in the mail, or sending me some creative fuel through Buy Me a Coffee. Links to all of these are in my Twitch About section or in the YouTube description if you're watching the recording. Today is Tuesday, my very first Tuesday stream in so long, because I have updated my schedule to include an extra day of illustration, and that means it's time to work on my current illustration project, this Bees Onomatopoeia piece. I decided that even though I was resistant to it last time I worked on this piece, I am going to try extracting the lines a second time. Because when I think about what I was working on before, which was cleaning up, so let's see if it shows it. We'll turn these. So cleaning up all these lines. Oh, there we go. Something smaller. You can see, even though I did so much cleanup work already, it still left tons of stuff when I think of how long it will take. Zoomed in this close in order to see all of this leftover marks that I don't want. And thinking of doing that over this entire piece, I actually think it will be worth it to see if I can extract the lines more cleanly and save myself a bunch of time. And then even if I can't, at least I know I tried, so I won't be thinking the whole time I'm cleaning this one up. Like, what if? So let's try extracting the lines once more. This is the exact reason why I always keep a copy of the original. So this is the original scan. It's even upside down. So I'm going to make a copy of this and we're going to start over. Oh, I guess I grabbed the wrong one. We're going to start over. Try it again and see if we can get cleaner lines by being more aggressive with the levels. First we need to rotate this. Image rotation 180. Flip it over. And then what we're going to do is first desaturate to get that blue color out from my blue pen and pencil. And this time I'm going to zoom in super close so I can really see this gray stuff, which is from the sketch. And that's a bunch of the stuff that have been erasing on this piece. So you can see that same, it's left over from the sketch. So I'm going to try being really aggressive with the levels, making the blacks really black and the whites really white, to try and eliminate as much as possible, even if that means getting more jagged edges on the lines, because at this point I think it would be worth it to have more jagged edges than to have to erase the entire drawing millimeter by millimeter. So, and already this is looking way better, so I'm learning a lesson. There's still some stuff that I had to do at the beginning that I'm going to have to redo, but overall I think this is going to save me a bunch of time. I'm going to mute my mic real quick because my nose is a bit runny. I'm back. Excuse me. It's just so allergy ridden when it's spring, even though it's so lovely. It's cool but not cold, and the birds are out singing like crazy, and even I'm appreciating the sunny blue sky because it looks beautiful with all the green leaves that have grown on the trees and the flowers. Okay. But it means a streaming nose constantly throughout the season. Okay. Oh, I might even take it this far. Take the white up there and then make it more black. Yeah, honestly, I think this is way better. So there's some things like this little spot here. I'll still have to do a little cleanup, but this is going to be way less work. So let's go with this. Extremely aggressive. Look at how they're almost touching. These little slider handles are almost touching. So we're going to click OK, and we are going to follow my favorite tutorial. I always share it. I'll share it again. Let's see. One day I might actually remember how to do this, but I found it's just easier to go ahead and open the tutorial because having to do it over again because I got it wrong is a waste of time. Here's what the tutorial is. I always like to post it in the chat too, so it's that helpful that I want to share it with y'all. There it is. It's for clipstudio.net. But I'll put this back over here on my secondary monitor. So I'm going to scroll down to the Photoshop instructions. Extracting Photoshop. So we are going to Control A and Control X. Then we make a new channel. And then you paste it into the channel. Alright, then you go to Select and Load Selection, and then you want it to say Invert. And otherwise... Oh, I see. It's Alpha 2 because, okay, that's fine. Because we've done this twice. So we're going to click OK. And now it has selected all the black. And now we're going to create a new layer. Go back to the layers, create a new layer. And then you just go to Edit, Fill. And all of these are correct. And there we go. Now we have the lines. We'll go lines Mark 2. So we've got lines Mark 2 there, so we won't need, deselect this, we won't need this anymore because this should be empty actually. Now I'm done with the tutorial, hooray! So zoom in and we can see the difference. So we'll turn on this white layer. Oh, they're still upside down too. Oh, we can still see the difference even though it's not upside down. So it's much softer and therefore it has all that extra data that we didn't want. So now I'm going to select this area. Let's see. Ooh, Aoife just did a big heaving sigh. Aoife is my big dog. You can see her legs in the secondary camera on the upper right. Okay, so we're gonna copy this and paste it into this one, and here we'll really be able to compare the difference. I'm gonna paste it in, and let's just try to line it up. It'll be hard though because these ones are really, okay, I think it's about here, and let's turn the effects off so we can really see. Yeah, I think that's lined up. So now we can see the difference. More jagged, but also much more clean. And this, we're not too worried about these jagged edges because this is 300%. At 100%, it just looks like really nice, sharp black lines. So, okay, sweet. So I will drag this effects layer onto layer 1. Oh, I'm so happy I'm not going to have to erase the whole drawing. Good thing. Good job me being open-minded and willing to change my mind after I said I didn't want to do this, because look, that only took me 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes. Worth it. It would have taken me this whole stream and more to erase all that instead. So now I'm just going to delete that because I don't need that. Wonder what this is. Flowers, everything. Oh, I was starting to color, and then I realized that the lines were all dirty because of coloring. Okay. Well then, it's time to go back to doing the cleanup. Yeah, it's easier with this green on. So we'll leave this green. This green color is actually meant to be the ground color. That's why it says ground. It's the character of the area, the earth beneath, because we're in a top-down view. So I'm just getting out my drawing glove, which is great for drawing on my tablet, so then my hand doesn't stick to the surface, it just glides smoothly across thanks to wearing this glove. And I'm going to move my keyboard and mouse off to the side so that I can pull my big walk-home tablet monitor into my lap and use my stylus to do a little cleanup. So there's some little things like this that I'll work on. But, whoa! This is paintbrush. Eraser. And we want hard round. I want to make sure it was hard, not soft. So we'll just smooth out some of these. But we don't even necessarily have to get rid of them all, because it can just be the texture of the line. But right here, I'd like to smooth this out because this line is meant to be on top of this one, so we shouldn't be seeing them both. I'll pick one and remove it. Here's a little extra one. So I'm just going to go through the whole image. Oh, hold on. I seem to have gotten some splashes on my screen. That's no good. Okay, got them off. It's probably from my delicious grape soda that I had yesterday. I've been really into the Poppy and Olipop prebiotic sodas. I think they use prebiotic because that sounds fancier. What it means is it has fiber in it, which I love. I'm doing a test right now for my health to see if adding a lot of fiber so that I have fiber every time I eat, for sure. Because it's easy. If you have, say you have a, for instance, have a latte in the morning, there's probably not going to be any fiber in it. Even if, like for me, it's a vegan latte, no fiber. And I learned that cholesterol is released for digestion from your liver, and that's how you can end up with high cholesterol even if you follow a plant-based / vegan diet. So my cholesterol has been a little high, and I'm doing an experiment now to see if adding the extra fiber, which pulls the cholesterol out of your bloodstream, see if that is the final key to unlocking all healthy numbers, healthy ranges for my cholesterol. And the interesting thing with my cholesterol is both my good cholesterol and my bad cholesterol are high. So I just have high cholesterol, period. So that's why these sodas are so attractive to me. But when I opened my grape one yesterday, it had, you know, sometimes you open them even if you didn't shake it and it still goes whoosh everywhere. I thought I got everything when I cleaned up afterwards, but guess not. Okay, I think I got this pretty good. Actually, I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to make the effects stroke bigger, because now I don't need it this super tiny anymore. And this will make it a lot easier to see little stray dots. I needed that tiny, tiny version when I was cleaning up everything at the sort of millimeter level. But now I don't need that. I'm mostly looking for really big, obvious stray dots. And I don't even see very many of those this time. Oh, I spent so much time cleaning them up before. I could have saved myself so much trouble. Oh well, live and learn. I'm always learning. I'm always saying that too, because it's true. I love learning. So, I'm just going to scroll down. Actually, with it so big, oh, here's one. I think I will turn it back down. I'll do one big pass looking for really obvious stray marks. And then I'll come back in with it smaller to do more refining. So I also at this point want to update the actual look of the lines, like that one where two were overlapping, that area where two lines were overlapping, and I wanted them to not both be visible. That kind of area, I'll come back and clean that up next. Not clean it up, it's like adjust it. Oh man, the tip on my stylus is a little rough. Has it always been like that? I don't want it to scratch my... I need to be careful. I don't want it to scratch my tablet screen. Might need to put a new tip in. I've never had to do that before, and I've gone through 2 of these tablet monitors over the course of, let's see, I remember the first one I got was the first year I lived on my own after I moved here. And that was in 2007. So almost getting close to 20 years ago. And I've never had to replace the tip of the stylus before. But if this doesn't... I don't know how it would get so. Guess I've been working really hard, especially once I started going back to school. This current tablet isn't very old though. It was graduation, birthday, Christmas present from my husband the year that I graduated, so it's only a couple of years old. The stylus tip shouldn't be that worn out. Well, you just gotta do what's necessary, so if it did wear out, I'll replace it. I'm being very attentive to how it feels drawing the... It does feel a little rough. No. I'm drawing the tip of my stylus on a different surface just to see if I can smoosh it down or something. Or is this just always how it's been? Alright. Just feels really sharp and I don't want it to scratch my tablet screen. Let me see. Yeah, it shouldn't be this sharp. Let's see. I think I have some... It shouldn't be sharp, period. That's what's really concerning about it. I think... Let's see... Computer manuals. Any tablet. Here's my Wacom stuff. Keep it all in a nice zip bag so that I can... Oh, these are different colored rings. I already have the red one in. What? What about a tablet tip? These are like decorative colored rings for the... Why do I keep calling it a tablet? Stylus. I put the red one in, of course, because red's my favorite color, but that's not what I was looking for. Surely they supplied me with some spare... Maybe they didn't. Alright, I don't see any in here. Dang. Maybe it's the kind of thing I can just flip it around. Alright, I'm gonna put this back in my filing cabinet. Let's see, what's this? Oh, that's just on mounting stuff. So that's not it. Let me see about... I know it's not visually interesting right now. I'm going to see if I can pull this out. I need some tweezers. Maybe my Copic marker tweezers will be good enough. I don't know why this would get so worn down, though. I don't think I've been using it that roughly. Oh, nope, you can't flip it over. Well, I'll just have to be careful during this stream and try not to... What the heck? Try not to press too hard so that I don't scratch my screen. Oh, just gotta put this back. Oops. Buttons, don't come out. My whole stylus is trying to come apart. Don't do that, please. Okay. Wow. It's always something, right? Murphy's Law. Okay. Just do our best to use this gently. Whew. Back to it. Oh, lots of them here. Some of these are just because of the brush texture, so I need to decide, do I want to keep it so that it looks like more brush texture or remove it? I don't know if any of the outside sounds are getting captured by the microphone on stream, but I've got my window open because it's so pleasant outside. So you might be hearing some neighborhood dogs barking or the wild birds singing. Or sometimes an annoying vehicle rumbling by, but right now it's nice and peaceful. Yeah, this is a thing that I had addressed, but I'll have to do it again because of redoing the... what would I call it? The digitization of the lines? Sort of. They were already digital, though, just because they were a digital file, but... yeah, I won't even worry about cleaning that line up, because it's I'm gonna have to work in detail along there anyway. I'm just looking for big, obvious spots. That one. Some of these I'll just wait until I'm coming around to individuals. Coming around looking at the individual elements in the drawing is what I mean. Just like one random one out in the middle of nowhere. It's exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for. Here's another one. Okay, so let's turn this stroke back down. Yeah, we'll go to 2. And we may as well start from here. See what it looks like. Could use a little refinement. Sometimes I'll actually, wow, it's huge! Sometimes I will actually come in here with black and fill in for occasions like this. But I think for the most part it will be erasing. I wonder if it might actually be easier without that. I'm honestly not sure. I think I'll try it without it though. It's getting a little tough to look at. I can get a more rough. I think I need a more rough kind of eraser. Kyle's Eraser Natural Edge. That's the one I usually do. Oh man, this reminds me that I just got a Humble Bundle with a whole bunch of erasers and stuff that work on both Clip Studio Paint and Photoshop, and I didn't think to install them so I could try them today. Hopefully I remember at some point and then I can try them out. The Humble Bundle was a really good deal. It was $25 for, I think it said $300 worth of stuff. Still isn't quite what I want for erasing. Maybe if I just use my ink brush as an eraser. It won't let me. Weird. Because my ink brush is the texture I want. How come I can't use it as an eraser? Why does it change it to... How can I use it as an eraser? New brush. Hold on. I'm gonna look this up. Or at least I'm gonna try. Let's search how to use custom brush as eraser in Photoshop. What is this called? Creative Cloud, I think. Temporarily change brush mode to clear. Go to brush properties, save it again as a new brush. This is 3 years ago though. Toggle shortcut to turn brush into eraser. Alright, look at this one. Brush mode to clear. I guess that's just a thing you have to do. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Go back to that. Oh, you have to hold down tilde? I ain't doing that. That's too hard because I'm not using it with the keyboard in an accessible spot. In the options bar, find mode and change it from normal to clear. Let's see. Where's mode? Is this it? Is this it? Symmetry options. Oh, mode normal. Oh, look! What did I tell you? I'm always learning every time. Clear. Okay, so that's how I can do it. Okay, let's try that. Let me get back to Twitch so I can see if anybody's chatting. Nope, nobody here. It's just me. What do they say in the old cartoons? Nobody here but us illustrators. Okay, let's try this. It would be awesome because I worked hard to make this brush. So I've got Mika's ink brush on, and then we're going to go clear. Yay! Look at how good it is, and it matches the texture. Yay! Awesome! It's worth it to take that little bit of time to do some research. Hooray! Look how the texture matches so well. Brilliant. I'm so happy about that. I'm going to resist going back and trying to change everything that I've erased so far. Doesn't need to be perfect. This is a huge illustration for me. It's not anywhere near the biggest I've ever done, but it is the biggest size that I currently work in. And that's 11 by 17. Oh, this is so cool. Then I can just do clear. Okay, I think I am going to do what people were saying, which is set a shortcut on the walk home. Let's see, what haven't I set a shortcut for? So how do I do this? I need to go to, well, maybe it would be easier if I just open Windows tools. Well, walk home. How do I get to my walk home settings? Walk home tablet properties. I haven't had to do anything in this in so long. I've only ever done anything when I first set it up. Interesting. Okay, so we've got I've got that set to copy, cut, paste. Okay, walk home screen keys. The heck? Yeah, I'm not using that. In fact, I'm not using anything on this side yet, so I guess I'll set this one and then this whole side will be set. So I've got all the middle ones set. Undo, redo, save. Toggle touch ring, which I don't use. So yeah, all those are set. All these are set to things I use. So this one, I don't use this. So we'll set this to application. Application defined. We'll go to keyboard, keystroke. And the keystroke was, gotta go back to that other tab. No, there was a different one. Okay, where did I see that? This one? Shift, Alt, R. It says, let's see. Shift, Alt, R. For some reason I put Alt first, but hopefully that's okay. And this is called, what do we want to call it? Mode, brush mode. I'll put brush/eraser. I'll put brush to eraser. Needs to be both ways, so we'll put brush eraser with those. Hopefully I remember what that means. Okay. That's now set. Let's press the button and see if it works. That didn't do anything. Maybe this isn't selected. Make sure Photoshop's selected. Nope, it's like it didn't save. It's... How do I make it save? Outer keys. Okay, that's what I was pressing. How come it's not remembering what I said? Maybe it won't remember until I close it. Nope, it's still doing walk home screen keys. Where did I... Wish it would show it down here. Okay, let's search for walk home again. Oh, there's a spider, a teeny tiny spider scurrying across my desk right now. It's so tiny. It's a little bitty one. Okay, EK remote. Yeah, it's got it in here. Maybe I have to restart Photoshop. because it's got this in here now. I definitely saved that. So let's save. Good idea anyway, because I haven't saved in a little bit. And we'll save this one. And we'll close Photoshop. Wait a second for it to finalize that. Close, and then we'll open it again. This one, we don't need the other one anymore. Now we're on brush. Well, yeah, and we're on Mika's ink brush. Let's see if this button works. It's not working. It's still opening walk home screen keys. If I have to restart my computer to do it, I'm not going to be able to do it on this stream because, well, I'll just have to manually choose the option from the drop down. Oh, the spider is now on my phone. Good luck, spider. There's probably not very much for you to eat in here. I hope that you find your way back outside through the window. Alright, let's get back to work on here. I tried to add that shortcut, but it didn't work. I'll see if restarting my computer later helps. For the time being, let's just focus on the task at hand, and we can just choose mode clear for erasing. No, I like it to be zoomed in more. Thought maybe I would make it easier on myself by not zooming in so much, but yeah, the texture is so much better. And the air smells so fresh coming in from the window. It's so nice this time of year to be working in a ground floor room because you just get all the fresh growth, the smell of all the new plant life. Truly is fresh air. It's so nice. This is the only time of year where I genuinely enjoy sunny days. Of course, I'm working on improving my mindset because we're gonna have hot summer days where the sun is just bearing down. And it's better if I can be positive, find something positive about it, because I can't change that. If it's something I can't change, then having a negative attitude isn't helpful. But right now, I don't have to try at all to enjoy the sun. Alright, I have to change this. Normal to clear. Some of these lines are kind of thin. I'm going to thicken them up. So great that I learned this, though. Even if the shortcut, setting it to my remote didn't work just yet, knowing about it from this drop down. It's very useful. As I said before, I'm not a Photoshop expert. I just know enough to do what I want to do, and I have the skills to figure out how to do what I don't know what to do. Ooh, a very noisy bird has started up. It has got some amazing sounds to share with us. I don't know if you're hearing it. It's really cool. Pew-pew. This is going really nicely, so I think what I'll do is at the end, when I feel I have refined all of the lines the way I want them, I'll turn on that stroke effect one more time just to make sure there aren't any pixels that I missed when doing all of this erasing and adding. You're getting to watch Aoife find a new comfy spot. I think I'm done with this little flower cluster. Move up. Move up to our first B of line refining 2.0. Maybe I just had an idea. Maybe the reason it's not working in Photoshop is because it didn't apply that to Photoshop. It just crossed my mind that it said all other instead of all. How can I have to apply it one by one. Can I just remove it because I don't need it to be special for anything. I want them all to be the same. Select all, undo, deselect, redo, save. Select all, undo, deselect, redo, save. Oh, but this is slightly different. It's an undo keystroke versus a redo keystroke. Maybe I do have to set it one by one. Express keys. Illustrator. Well, at least perhaps this is why. So let's see. Brush to eraser. Yeah, but this is why. It just popped into my head. So we want keystroke. And it was Alt Shift R, I believe. And I'm going to name it. Put brush mode. I don't know. It's hard to name it. I want it to be short. We'll do it brush. Let's call it what I did. Brush to eraser. Hopefully. Now let's see if I press the button. Does it change it? It did! Oh, it doesn't change it back though. Okay. So I'm going to have to set another one. Okay. How do you set it back? Okay, hold on. So we had changes brush mode to clear, but how do you change it back? Alt Shift N. Okay, so we'll set the bottom two buttons on my remote. This is awesome. So actually I'm gonna take this away on here because we don't even need it. What was it before? I'll just turn it to what it was before. Lock home screen keys is what the default was. So we'll go to Photoshop specific. So this one we want to rename if we can. Brush mode clear. That's what this one was. And now, so the opposing button to bring us back. This is page up, page down, but I'm not using, that's just default. I'm not using that. We don't want this to be page down. No, okay, right. I have to clear. It's detecting my keystrokes and entering them. So it was Alt Shift N. And this is brush mode normal. Click OK. Now let's try it. Yay! It's working! I'm learning! Alright, before I forget, I need to write this down. I actually have a little handwritten note taped to the side of my PC tower that tells me what the buttons are. So I'm going to put brush mode clear in parentheses eraser. Well, I'll put erase. And then the next button, brush mode normal. And parentheses paint. Yay! I'm so glad this tablet came with so many programmable buttons on the remote. Yokatta! Thank goodness for all the people online who already figured that out for me. I just had to go dig up the information. That's been a little bit of a problem for me for a while, because it didn't used to be that in older versions of Photoshop. In older versions, whatever brush tip you choose, it applies to whatever tool you're in. But now, if you're in a certain tool, but you choose a brush tip that's set as a paintbrush, it brings you into the paintbrush tool, which is a bit maddening to me, but now I know how to work with this. Yokatta. So nice. Plus now I know a little bit more about Photoshop, and that can be useful to me in the future too. Oh, I can try it now. Normal, so that we can draw this line a little farther down. Around this line. Ooh, so nice. So nice. And having it be the two big buttons at the bottom of the remote is quite nice too. So having these like this, I quite like, and I kind of want to go down here and see if there's any instances where it would be nice to add. So like here I don't want to do that because this is like one of those really big long ones, and here's a shorter one. Oh, it's almost break time. Can't wait to have my snack for break time. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many overlapping ones here, which is fine. Just wanted to make sure. Saw some areas that I want to change a little bit anyway, so it was worth it to come back. Alright, that's a little too thick. Not that much. Just a little bit extra though. There. Oh look, right here I was trying to do that, but I didn't really manage it. I always associate this kind of thing with Art Nouveau, Alphonse Mucha. That's where I learned it, and I always thought it was a beautiful effect. See, I was on the wrong one. I wanted to erase here. Nah, I think keeping it is good. In fact, let's just make it longer. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. I gotta remember which thing I'm on. Or check. Gotta remember to check. There. So it's not necessarily when they're overlapping, and no matter what the case is, it's when they're crisscrossing and coming out. Alright, it's break time. So let us leave this here and go take a nice 5-minute break. Go get stretched and refreshed. I'll put my be right back sign on, and I will be back in about 5 minutes. everyone, I'm back. I hope you had a great break. I am all refreshed and rejuvenated and ready to get back to work on this piece, so let's just do it. I didn't think I was in Photoshop, so it turned this funny thing on again. No, I don't want this on. Okay, let's go turn this off. Go back into Photoshop because I had to set this as a Photoshop shortcut. There we go. I'm going to bring these two together. Give a little bit more space to the bee in certain areas, like right here. Having this line attach right perfectly to the antennas a little bit. I think you could call that a tangent. Oopsie. It doesn't have to be perfectly separated, though I'm thinking about maybe going ahead to do that. But it does help visually to give it a little bit more breathing room. Maybe I'll just do that and see what it looks like. I guess with this little teeny tiny one. Because the colors will be touching, so giving a little bit of space with the lines could be helpful. This will be fully colored when it's finished. Fully colored and shaded. Yeah, I think I do like that better. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Don't really like that. But it's weird that the head just kind of ends. So maybe what I want is to bring this out. Bring the fuzzy bit out. Just sort of mimic the fuzzy brush stroke. Sweet, we're just moving our way up. So glad I learned about this clear brush mode. I had no idea about that before. It's really tempting to start working on this flower, but it's best if I stick to one flower at a time, otherwise it's really easy to forget to do areas. Forget to examine areas and decide. That's a little bit too much. Just a little bit. Just increase that space by a little bit. Here, this line isn't lining up very well with the other side, so I'm just going to redraw it. Yeah, that's a lot better. In fact, this will be one where we can cut through for that fun Art Nouveau effect. Okay, for the time being, I feel satisfied with that flower. So let's do this flower, and then we'll do the big bee next to it. Oopsie. So here we'll do what I was doing with that other one, that other bee. Give a little breathing room to the lines of the bee. Oh, it's really hard because I use this really textured brush to draw these lines. Oopsie. Wrong blending mode. I wanted it to be clear. This is the fun intersection. 3 in one direction and 1 crossing them all. Oops, 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 oops. flower done. Now it's time for this big, huge bee. This will make this match better. The same curve. Generally. Oops. Well, this one's curve is much different than the rest. Alright, they don't have to be precision perfection, but let's try to get them in the same ballpark. Yeah, I think I'll leave most of this really brush effect stuff. I might remove just these dots at the very ends of lines, but even then they can provide a nice texture. So I don't need to get rid of them all. Well, this one, I don't think I felt the need to redraw. This one, I wanted to redraw the head because it has this really flat part. But this one's alright. It's got a bit of a flat part, but it, again, doesn't need to be perfect, circular, mathematically precise. The overall effect is a curve, and that's enough. Well, let's save real quick. I haven't saved in a bit. almost done with this bee. That's good. I always do that. I'm like, yep, that's good, and then I find another thing. It's like, oh, well, I guess it wasn't. Alright, moving on. We can either go to the side. Let's go to the side and connect and finish these things that are connected. And then we'll move back up and finish the rest of the left side of the image. So first, I will create separation between the lines that are making up the bee and the lines that are making up this flower. That's good. Then we'll just look around for the areas where you can refine the lines. Refine the lines. That's pretty good. Moving down to this little bee. Let's make this line a little bit more in line with the other one. We're at quite the same angle. That's a little better. Not really much to fix with this bee. That was it. Yay! Cut a little bit more right there. Yay! Oh, alright, I'll make this a little bit more straight too. Yeah, that's good. Okay, moving up. There's just 2 elements left for the left side of the image to be done. This line is a little bit too thick at the bottom here, so let's move it in a little bit. Yeah, I gotta redraw this whole thing. It's not working at all. So we want a line for this, coming down like this. In fact, I'm just gonna redraw this and then erase. That should be thinner. This should connect all the way down here, and then we've got this one on this side, and this one over here. So what we would erase is this, this. So that's a little bit too much. Around the corners. And erase this one too. And around the corners. Half of the flower. think actually removing the lines would be better here. Sometimes it makes it a little too strong of an element when it's just this little teeny tiny supporting piece. I think that's probably good for this flower. So we'll move on to this bee. We've got 15 minutes left, so we can probably move into the center area too. So this shouldn't take very long. It's a pretty small bee. Let's see, what shall we move on? Well, we won't be able to do such a big thing, so let's start with the smaller stuff in the center, and then we'll move up and see how far we get with these last 14 minutes. So I'd like to be able to stop at a nice finishing point. If I start working on that huge flower, which is the biggest flower in the whole piece, I doubt I'll be able to finish it. And then when I come back tomorrow, I'll have to remember where I was. It's a lot easier to remember that a whole section is done, this whole bee is done, or this whole flower is done. Nice with these tiny bees. There's hardly anything to adjust. Usually just some stray lines or straightening out. So I'm not looking for perfection. I'm just looking for the overall effect. Oh, look, here we can start working on zipping these two lines up, because this is the area where the two pieces of paper that I used came together. So I originally, when I first started this piece, I did not have the really nice large format scanner that I do now. So to make it easier on myself, I drew these pieces across two pieces of paper that were taped together, and that's worked really well. And I've decided to keep doing that even though I don't need to, just to retain the workflow, and it also makes it easier to store because I can keep storing it in the same file folder where I just fold the tape and then the two papers remain undamaged because I folded the image along the tape instead of actually folding the paper. But that means having to sort of sew it up here in the middle. I'm not sure what's going on right here. I'm gonna change this. There's something, this looks weird. I don't know what exactly is going on. Let's add some more to make it look like a more fuzzy. There, that works. That looks better. A little confusing, like what is this? Yeah, that bee's done too. Yay! Now let's actually go through and put this together. It's easier right now. I can see where the line is, and then next time, tomorrow, I won't forget. So it'll be done. I won't have to think about it. I won't have to try to find the seams. Oh, 10-minute warning. 10 minutes till stream end. Can't even tell where it is. In some places it just disappears, but then it becomes obvious up higher. So we'll follow that down. Clear some of this up. Oops, I was on the right thing already. Alright, I think I did that. I mean, I did do that, but I think I'm done doing the thing that I was doing. Back down here, so I finished up this B, I think. Double check. Maybe a little bit. It's right there. Otherwise, it looks pretty good. Just leave that. So we'll move up to this flower. Not 7 minutes. Honestly, I don't know if I'll even finish with this flower, but at least it's a lot smaller. It's like a fourth the size of the one above it. So we might still be able to make some decent headway in 7 minutes. Plus, I always remind myself it doesn't need to be perfect. That texture can just add character to the drawing and make it more interesting. If it's super neat and clean, it's less interesting. At least I think so. That's why I like to draw the lines with physical media and then scan it in instead of drawing the lines directly in Photoshop. part is actually fairly clean. I will be able to get this done in a small amount of time. Ooh, Eve was having a dream or something. You can sort of see her in that top right camera. He was finding a comfier spot. Yeah, man, almost done with this. What time is it? We got 3 minutes. Almost done with this flower. Nice. My wish is coming true. To be able to finish at a nice stopping point. And tomorrow I just remember, oh yes, I am working on the big flower now. I don't have to double check anything to remind myself. Okay, now I will just create some separation between these two flowers because they're definitely meant to be farther away from each other by creating space between the lines for each so that they're not touching. It's also a little bit more difficult task than it might seem. Because I don't want it to just look like I drew in, even though I did, this space. I want it to look a little bit more organic. This line doesn't really match up with this one, so let's Make that a little bit better. And then we're going to erase away anyway. Right here. Alright, is that all the areas that we're touching? Oh, no, we've got a little bit more. We're right at time, but this is such a tiny task. Let's just finish this. Oh, right here too. Almost missed the little one. Oh, someone honking their horn out there. Car horn. Beep. Okay, I think that's good. Hooray! Alright, everyone. That is it for today's live stream. Thank you so much for hanging out and chatting. Though I was the only one chatting. But if you're watching the recording, thank you for everything you do to support Studio Mikarts. If you're new to my Twitch streams and want to see more like what we worked on today live, please follow Studio Mikarts on Twitch to get notified the next time I go live. You can also support me by becoming a Twitch subscriber to get ad-free viewing and cute emotes, joining my Patreon for lovely illustrated goodies in the mail, or sending some creative fuel through Buy Me a Coffee. All the links are in my Twitch About section and in the YouTube description for the recording. Tomorrow I'll be back at the same time working on this project, so I hope to see you then. But either way, let me wish you a wonderful rest of your day and thank you for watching.